everyone. I am Devi Priyam, Associate Professor from Department of CSC, Lakhireddy Balreddy College of Engineering, affiliated to JNTUK. Today, I would like to share the concept of super keyword. In which situations we can use this super keyword and what are the applications of the super keyword. And super is a keyword which refers to the object. What is that object? It will refer to an object called superclass object. And similarly, we have another keyword this. This indicates the object refers to the current class. And super is a keyword that refers to the superclass object. Why we can use the super keyword? In which situations we can invoke the superclass? Whenever you want to call the superclass constructors, superclass variables, or overridden methods, or normal methods also from the subclass, in that situations we can use a keyword called super keyword to invoke the properties like constructor, variables, normal methods, or overridden methods from the subclass. In that situations, to refer the superclass properties from the subclass, we can use a keyword called super keyword. How we can use? So it is the syntax. Three situations will be there to refer them. Yes. So there are three ways will be there to refer the superclass variables, that is superclass variables, superclass methods, and superclass constructors. It is very similar to our normal syntax. Whenever we are calling them super, from here it is the first statement from the constructor. So this is super itself with the parameterized parameters. So two examples will be here: super with no parameters and super with the parameters. These two we can invoke from the subclass constructors, and this will cause the superclass default constructor, and it will calls the superclass parameterized constructor. We can also check the examples, and the next one is invoke the methods. How we can invoke? Generally, whenever we need to invoke, we can use the object dot method name, and here instead of object we can use the super keyword super dot method name of. If there is any parameters in the superclass method, then we can pass the parameters also. And next one is variable. Invoke. How we can invoke? Super dot variable. In these situations like this, we can call the super. So what is super with constructors? Yes, super with method name, super dot method name, and super dot variable. And very simple example, we can go to the practical examples. Before that, just I can give you one example. Super of 3 comma 4. Super of 3 comma 4 that can calls the superclass constructor, parameterized constructor with the two parameters. If the superclass does not have constructor with the two parameters, then it will raise the error. From subclass, call the superclass parameterized constructor. What it indicates? It will be super dot show object dot method we are calling, which calls the superclass method from the subclass, and it is object dot x. What is the object here? Super dot x, which calls the superclass variable. So these are the examples, and now we can go to the an example practical Java program how we can do. So first let us see how we can call the constructor. I am taking class A, and I am considering system dot out dot println now superclass constructor, superclass constructor. So constructor name is same as class name with A, class A constructor, superclass constructor. It will be in the inheritance definitely required. Class B extends A, and now class B also have the constructor, that is system dot out dot println now subclass B constructor, subclass B constructor will be there. Now I can create class demo super constructor create a main method, public static void main of a string args. Just I am creating create object for subclass B O equal to new B, and I have stopped. Constructor, when the constructor will be called, the constructor is automatically called at the time of object creation. Now we have created this, it will go to the B class constructor. What is the output? Subclass B constructor. But I have a doubt, even I am not creating any superclass object, how the superclass object will be invoked? How the memory will be allotted to the superclass? First we can save the program, then we can see the justification. Demo super constructor, open the command prompt and equivalent Java say demo. Yes, compiled successfully. Java demo super constructor. So how it will be called? First it will be prints the statement called superclass constructor, then it printed the statement called subclass constructor. Even I am not using any super keyword, always implicitly when we are using the constructors, even we are not yet using the user defined constructor. Every program, if user defined constructors is not there, then JVM will create one constructor to initialize the values. So for that reason, whenever we are calling the subclass constructor, the first statement implicitly it adds a statement called, what is that? Super. So automatically the compiler will add like this. Super, which means what it calls? Calls the superclass constructor. It automatically calls the superclass constructor. So go to the superclass constructor. So first is not the subclass output. First it will go to the superclass. What is the output for this superclass constructor? Then followed by the again control will be written here, and it will be what is the output? Subclass B constructor will be there. So superclass constructor followed by the subclass constructor. Even I am not yet using super, implicitly the first statement will be, if all constructors are default, the first statement will be like this. Now I am removing this statement here. Anyway, I have kept these in the comments just for in purpose. I am adding, after calling the B output, I am calling the super. What is the output for this? What it indicates, coming to the constructor only, always call to super must be first statement in the constructor. So every type, whenever you are calling the super keyword, it must be error. If you are putting here, it will generate an error. What is that error? What is that error? Always call to super must be in the first statement. Okay, these two are very very important. You must use the super keyword in the first place, and if you are trying to call the default, then no need, implicitly it will add. Now I can take the parameterized in x, and I am removing this, and I am removing this. What I would like to add, what I can add, I am removing all this. Just without, now I would like to check. Yes, what it generates, you can see the output here. Constructor A in class A can't be applied to the given types. What it actually formal arguments list is differ in length. What it indicates, we are not yet calling anything. The first statement is super. But what type of constructor the superclass have? It is not a default constructor. It is having the parameterized constructor. It is actually, if you are not yet adding anything, it will take the first statement as super with no parameters. But what the superclass contains, it contains the parameterized constructor. So that's why it is generating an error called actual and formal arguments list. Actual and formal arguments list differ in length. Actual and formal arguments list is differ in the length. Then what I need to do? I can call super of one parameter, that is 20, and also I would like to print that one x. Now you can compile the program. We can compile this. Superclass constructor 20 and subclass B constructor. Which statement I have added? Super of parameterized superclass constructor. If two first control will be started from the main method. We have created an object for the B class. Then super of 20 will be there. Yes, parameterized superclass constructor, and is it existed in the A class? It will be super means in the place of super you may replace superclass. What is the superclass for B? B extends A. In the place, it will calls the constructor called A of 20 like this. Okay. And the super of 20 and index superclass constructor. You can call different based on the available constructors. You can call different types of constructors also. This is the demo for superclass constructor. Now I can tell the superclass methods how we can invoke. At a time I can tell the superclass variables also. Methods at variables dot java. Yes. Now I can remove the constructors because we have a clarity with the constructors. Now I can take the program name as methods where demo super methods where, and what I would like to declare. First I can declare a method called void show. system dot out dot println superclass show method. Superclass show will be there, and we can define one more method, that is, first I would like to override the subclass, and here no need of calling the super in the first statement. You can call the super in anywhere. Coming to the methods, no such rule to invoke the super from the only first statement. You can use in the any place. We can use in any place we can put super for methods. For the constructors we have a rule. Okay, and now which one I have called b object, and now what I would like to call o dot show. So the control, it is not a constructor, it will be methods. So first we have created, memory will be allotted. O dot show, yes, subclass method will be invoked. And what is the first statement? Subclass of show. Then I have invoked a statement called super dot show. What is the super dot show? Superclass show method will be invoked. Again I am repeating, created an object for the subclass o dot show, which invokes the show method of B class. Subclass show is executed, and after that we have called the superclass. It will be superclass show method. And now what is the superclass show? The output is superclass show will be executed. And now I can save it. JavaC demo super. Maybe braces not yet closed properly. Yes, here the braces will be defining, everything will be same. Now we can execute this. Yes, subclass show and superclass show will be executed. Subclass show and superclass. You can change the order also. We can change the order. For methods, no restrictions. We can call the anywhere. Now which one will be executed first? Superclass method, then followed by the subclass. How many times I can use? You can use n number of times. No problem. Suppose if you have one more method, void display superclass display. You can either call the normal methods or overridden methods also, but I didn't call here. I want to call here super dot display. You can also call the parameterized compile first. Superclass show, in between subclass class and superclass display. If you want to call the parameterized, yes, you can pass in text. You can print the x value. You can also refer the return the integer, and here you can return the integer value, and which have the return type. So you can catch the value or you may print the value. Super dot display. Why I have printed like this? Because it is having some return type. return type. Remaining everything will be there. Just I have changed the signature, and display have one parameter also, 500. I am passing the superclass, so subclass show, superclass display, and return the 500. So in this way we can call the superclass method. In the same, I would like to declare a variable x, variable, and subclass also have same variable x equal to 20. It will be refers to superclass x variable, and it will refers to the subclass x. And now if I want to print system dot out dot println, already x will be there, we may take z, and here also z. Print system dot x z only. I am not yet using any super because class B also have the z variable. What it refers? Subclass z variable. Subclass z variable. Subclass z variable is 20. No, I need the superclass 10 value from the subclass. I want the superclass variable. Already I told the syntax. What is that? Now, if you want the superclass, very easy. Superclass z variable. Before that, how we can object dot. It is a variable, not a method. We can subclass z variable is 20 and superclass z variable is 10. So in this variable superclass z, you want the syntax also, you can write here. Superclass super dot z variable is, we can use the super dot z, and subclass variable is z, which refers to the subclass. If you are directly printing, refers to the subclass value, and if you are printing super dot z, which refers to the superclass. So in this way we know that super dot display, super dot show. So all these from this main method, first we have created an object, then we have called a subclass object method, and what it goes here, the statement called super dot show. It will go to the superclass method. Output will be printed. Again return, not return to the main method, it will return to the show method of subclass. Then it will print here. Again it calls the super dot display. Again returns here z variable, and after that z. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 types of variable. Now again we can recap whatever the syntaxes refer, whatever the concept we have referred now. Super keyword, what is the role of super, how we can invoke the constructors, what is the syntax. Now we have a clarity of how we can implement all these according to the situation also completed. If you have any doubts regarding the coding or any doubts, you may put in the comment section, or you may send the mail. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you.